everybody. My name is Andre Berry, and I'll be talking to you today about open access. So, basically, open access is something that people use on a daily basis, but have no idea that they're doing it. Well, open access and Creative Commons is a way to make research and things more valuable for people to view without it being blocked or banned. It has been safe to say that open access and Creative Commons helps kids that are still in school with the information that they need online to help them be successful in in the society today. If the internet was blocked, then the kids would have to find a different way to get information, which making it hard for kids to study, get knowledge, projects, and just like being updated on everything that's going on in this world. So I want to start off with like a video first that I asked my advisor for some intake on what she thinks about it, and here's what she said.
Although scholars benefit from open access because their work gains worldwide visibility, do you think non-scholars benefit as well?
I think people have taken advantage of those non-scholars. Scholars get the opportunity to have their work put in journals and seen by so many people, so many people can learn from them and work through their own research.
Different types of like group.
And here I'm describing the different types of like open access by grouping. They have different colors on websites that tell you what kind of open access it is. So here it is.
Kinda. They have the green route, which makes publications available freely, and they have the gold route, which shows like electronic publication, and they also have preprints, which are articles that are pre-peer reviewed, and postprints, which are articles that are post-peer reviewed.
All right, and right here I have like a little my like logo border and my logo and stuff, and I use Pixar for that. I use color changes. I crop things differently to make a certain size and shape that I wanted, and I was able to add filters of my choice to like give life to the presentation, to the picture. So you see, I have like the open sign right there, open access, and the door in the back, which is like an open door that's leading towards the sky, which is like open and free. So once again, the purpose of open access is to give people a program that allows people to view things on the web without it being blocked. Because I know a lot of people get information online, such as like Google, Wikipedia, even though it's not always accurate, but a lot of scholars use that to get valid information from, and allows information worldwide things such as the spread of music from artists, sites such as Spotify, for the people to enjoy music that they want to. Effects and impacts. I have a chart right here, which is like showing the increase in open access and how more things are open to the public now more than before. Before, it was like you gotta go to the library, take out magazines, books to see the new things in the world. But now we have open access, and like having this availability online and at the tip of your fingers makes it so much easier. And one harmful effect that I could think of is that like libraries are like becoming less and less more important in society because of the web we have. We have Google, which is probably the main used source to find information from in the world, and having that is a big part of like where like we are becoming. Creative Commons makes sharing use different creations of knowledge through many different tools that are free for the people in the whole world's view. Having it free makes it more beneficial for people to actually discover and use the full potential of the internet. Open access and Creative Commons allows access to the main sources such as education and participation in culture. Um, my other question is explain the impact that the innovation has had on society, economy, or the culture. Um, it has had a big impact on society today. Example, Pandora uses open access and Creative Commons to share music with the people of its world without charging them to do so. In the last 3 years, Pandora and Spotify have been increasing in the amount of users because the open access that they have to get the music that they want to hear right at their fingertips without having to worry about restrictions. So I had like a little survey for people to use. That like I asked like for like other people's opinions, and my question was, do sites like Pandora and Spotify use open access? And 66.7% of people said yes. 25% of the people said 25% of the time. But the answer is yes, it does, because once again, Spotify, one of the biggest music networks online, is increasing, and I'm gonna get into that later. But yeah, indicate one field other than computer science which this innovation has impacted or has potential to impact. Describe the impact. Well, the most important field that has been impacted by open access is, in my eyes, is the music field. iTunes, Pandora, Spotify. The world we live in now is surrounded and focused on music and the development of music, and having the power of the Bluetooth is just expanding it much more. Cars have Bluetooth now, speakers, Bluetooth, phones. The spread of music is going up more and more each day, and open access is playing a huge role with the spread of music. Okay. Technical aspects. Describe how users interact with innovation. Um, I'm new on Spotify, so I'm like just discovering it, and I've come to the conclusion that it's really like a great source of music. Basically, a user interacts with innovation by using sites such as Spotify that are used for people who want to have their music right there fingertips. Spotify is one of the best ways for people to listen to music of their choice by searching the artist, track, and genre. Open access allows the viewers to share their playlists with other people and for artists to spread their music openly. Um, Describe in detail how the innovations technology incorporates at least one of the big ideas of abstraction, algorithms, programming, and or the internet to accomplish this purpose. Um, Open access uses technology to accomplish many things, and it allows people to have the opportunity to obtain information from many open, reliable sources. Many students rely on open access to gather information on a daily basis for things such as projects, homeworks, and just simple things such as taking notes or wanting to learn more about like what they're learning to gather information, because reading and like information is like the key for a lot of things. And I've learned that like the more you read, the more you research, the more you'll like remember everything that you have going on. um, all right, next question. In the data, describe how the innovation consumes data, produces data, and transforms data. Open access is one of the main ways for people to get access to information and journals without having to worry about restrictions. Many publishers have once wanted to own all the rights to their articles and journals, so only thing, so the only way to view their things were to pay to gain access to them and ask for permission, while also having to pay additional fee. And now that's like helping us because you're saving money, you're getting information that's reliable, helpful, and most of the time always true. And describe one concern in data storage, data privacy, data security concern related to open access. One concern that has been talked about as the recent years is how reliable are these free journals and information that we are using. People know when information was secure, that it was reliable and always right. But now that it's open, people are hesitant to get it because they're not sure if it's like reliable enough or like important information. So that's one thing that are making people hesitant with everything. My reference page, I I use these three main sites mostly, but I have to say that I probably got most of my information from Murdoch University, Copyright Matters, and here's a look at this. Um, so yeah, it basically talks about open access and how open access is a term indicating that the relevant work has been licensed by the copyright owner for the use in some ways that otherwise would require their specific permission. So basically, you don't need their permission anymore to view their stuff or have to pay additional fee. Now it's just open for anybody to view. And like, I just got a lot of information off here, and this has helped me a lot with my final project and everything. So yeah, I'm trying to get back to my thing. I have one more video for you guys to see, and this video right here is basically explaining open access. If I didn't explain it well enough, this video will give you guys.
Open access is free, immediate, online availability of research articles with full reuse rights. This is about, first of all, making all this content available for anyone, wherever they are in the world, to read and access and build upon, so people can do interesting things and work in new ways with the material to really make the research literature much more valuable.
The history of the model is really publishing scientific manuscripts, especially ones with complex, detailed color figures, was expensive. And so if you wanted your article distributed broadly and widely, you sent it to one of these journals, and then, they would manage the review process and the communications with reviewers and revisions, and eventually something would be accepted in. They handled the typesetting and the printing and the distribution of your scientific work. And it, it worked. It worked great. Science progressed pretty well, and it became, a good way to distribute scientific papers. And what's changed is, really two things, in essence. First is digitization. You can now do everything electronically instead of printing it. And the second is that the journals started ratcheting up the price of subscriptions to many of their journals. And so those two things came sort of to a head where it's become almost the theater of the absurd with the
Yeah, so basically that just explains how open access, how like it's digital now, it gives you free access to everything. And this class has taught me a lot about open access and computer science in general, and I've learned many things that I will use in the future. And thank you for listening to my presentation, and have a good day.